Hello, my beautiful people, and welcome to the Daily Creative Challenges in Adobe Illustrator. My name is Julia Masalska, and I'm your Daily Creative Challenge host for this series of challenges. In this series, we're working on logo design. This is kind of the overall topic, and every single day we have a logo design related Daily Creative Challenge. And I'm super excited for the one that we have today, and it's all about designing lettermarks. How exciting! All right, friends, welcome everybody in the chat. We have Gareth, Cornell, Stoney, and Fabio joining us. Katarina is here. Let us know where you all are tuning in from, and let's jump right into this. So if you're completely new here, come join us on bit.ly/AI Discord. This is where you can submit your daily creative challenges. This is where we have our amazing community where you can get feedback. We have a lot of amazing mentors going, and it's just a fun place to be and to learn. So this is what that looks like. Here in the challenge feedback, you can submit your daily creative challenges. We can see Movie Pairs submitted this lettermark. We have Anush submitted the challenge number 4 from Friday, and here we have Farhan also doing some customizations and some lettermarks. How cool is that? And as you can see, we have our lovely mentors here on the right side. We have Colby, Jack, myself, Ryan, and Sean, and we are there to kind of answer your questions and give you feedback on your design so that this is a very, very safe space to learn from each other. And there is no such thing as bad design. We are here to make it better and to learn and to improve our skills. All right, friends, another thing that I wanted to share with you is the Daily Creative Challenge page. And it's on behance.net/challenge/illustrator. This is where you can see all the challenges unlock every single day, every single morning. So tomorrow you will be able to see the next challenge. But today's challenge is all about lettermark design. And we're going to be designing a lettermark for our personal brand or literally for any brand you want using the type tool and the divide tool as well. Here you can get the starter file by clicking on Get Started. And you can also rewatch this video. If you need to repeat some of the things, you can also feel free to check out all the past challenges that we had in this challenge series. Now, if you have completed all of those and you're feeling bored and you want to learn more, you can even scroll down and go to the past challenge series. The past one, I believe, was with Andrew Hockrattle, who's also a really, really fun host. And you can also check out all of these other tools that he was showing. And then there are a lot of different challenge series from before that you can participate still in, and you can submit those in the hashtag past challenge. All right, so my friends, let's get started. And I have my starter file open right here, and this is what we are going to be doing today. We have some shortcuts right here. Oops, right there. We have the selection tool with the shortcut V on your keyboard. We have the direct selection tool, shortcut A on your keyboard, and we have the type tool, shortcut T. And another tool that we're going to be using is called the divide tool. So if we are selecting two objects, let's see, that are overlapping each other, we can access the Pathfinder. Let's see where the Pathfinder is. So you can also activate it by going into Window and Pathfinder, or click Command Shift and F9. All right, so these are the tools that we're going to be using today. Now we have also a step-by-step guide. So if you want to take a look at that, feel free. We're going to start with a font. So we're going to start by creating a text. Let me push this one by side. This one is already done. So we are going to use the type tool right here. You can see that right there. Click onto that, and then we are going to click and drag, create ourselves a text box. Now we are going to type our text. So I'm going to click delete on my keyboard, and I'm going to type JM, which is Julia Masalska, right? My initials. And today I want to create something for my personal brand, so I'm going to create with my initials. Now, if I'm going to zoom in, you can see this is just really, really tiny right now. I'm going back into the selection tool or the letter shortcut V on your keyboard. And here I can adjust the characters, the font size, and I can set that to the max. I can also go in, double click, and select a custom value. So I can also type in something like 200. Now this is way larger. Another thing that we want to do is we want to select the font that we're going to be working with. And you can feel free to go to fonts.adobe.com, which is an amazing platform for us to select and to activate fonts in our type kit. So here I'm going into browse fonts, and I can type in something like JM. I can literally preview my lettermark, and I can also make it larger here by adjusting the text size. Here I can go in. Fabio, hi, good to see you. Thanks. I was trying something new today, and I was thinking this French looking hat kind of speaks to me today. And Arshad is joining us, and Wenwa is here, Michelle, Umakorn, great. All right, so here I can preview my lettermark, right? And we can also select any kind of typography that we want to go with. Do we want to go with a clean font? Do we want to go with a font that looks luxurious? Why not? You can feel free to select the font that you want. For now, I'm going to work with a clean font, and I'm also going to adjust some other things at the bottom here. I'm going to select a width being wide. And we already have Century Gothic popping up, but I can also turn that off and see what pops up if I have a medium weight. So the weight is basically how bold the font is, right? So here we have a very bold font, and here we have a very light one. And for our challenge, we want to use something rather light to medium. We don't want to use a bold font. And we also want to use something quite clean and simple so that we can work with those elements for our lettermark. Now we have Hauschka Pro that speaks to me. It looks very fitting to my brand. Also keep in mind who you are designing for, right? The typography matters there too. All right, so I'm going to pick, I want to have an M that's slightly higher in the height, X height. So I'm going to see what kind of heights I have here. And this one is pretty low, and these ones are pretty high. So, all right. Selecting fonts is always a fun challenge already, right? So let's try out Roboto. And we see that we have a lot of different fonts in this font family, right? In this typeface. And we can also preview our text here. So now we have the typeface, and now we want to find the right weight for our purposes. Again, I'm going to type in JM, and I'm going to increase the text size so I can preview what I'm working with. I think something like Roboto Light could be good for me. Or what else do we got here? Yeah, I think Roboto Light is perfect. So I'm going to, this font is already actually activated on my in my type kit. So I'm also going to go for Roboto Thin and experiment which one will work the best. All right, so I have activated those two. Now let's go back into my Illustrator, and I'm going to search for Roboto right here. And it's already here, it's already activated, which is great. Roboto Light I think will work very well for us. Now, if you don't see the properties panel with the character style settings, you can go into Window and activate properties right here so that there is a check mark right in front of it. And the properties panel will help you to access all the necessary tools depending on which object you have selected or which tool you're working with. So right now I have typography as an object, and that's why I'm having the character styles shown, which is perfect for me. Now as a next step, we want to create outlines out of this live text. So now you can see I can still edit this and I can still type something else. But I want to work on these letters as shapes, and I want to customize them, right? So what I'm going to do next is clicking Command Shift and O to outline, or you can also go to Object, let's see, Outline Stroke. object, path, outline, stroke. That will work too. But I'm using Command Shift and O as a shortcut. And now you can see that my live text has been transferred into shapes. So now I can go around and work on those shapes. Now using the direct selection tool, I can even go into the vector anchor points, and I can also create radiuses here. So I can customize those points. By selecting a point, I can move it around and I can adjust my letters because now they're outlined and now they're treated as shapes. So as a next step, I'm using the selection tool, which is the shortcut V on your keyboard, and I'm going to select my letter mark, and I'm going to click Command Shift and G to ungroup those two because they were typed together. They're now treated as a group, but I want to treat them as single letters, so I have to ungroup that first, right? And I'm going to push that J just above the M, something like that. And I can find the perfect position depending on what I want to do. All right, so something like that maybe. And now what I can also do is I can work on the M. I can take my vector points with the direct selection tool, and I can select them all right here by holding Shift. There we go. Oops, we forgot one point. And now I can customize my letter to even match that J right here. And in the same way, I'm going to select the points on the other side, so we're still kind of in this exact symmetry of the M. Right now I'm doing it quite approximately, but you can also feel free to use guides for that, or to do it your own way, the way you want to do it. All right, let's do it again. We're going to select these 5 points right here and push them to the side. Again, I forgot that one. All right, there we go. Okay, so now that I have my letter mark, I have also moved around the background. If you don't want the background to move around, you can click Command and 2 to lock it. Right now, I cannot select it anymore because I have locked it already. Now I'm going to customize slightly the J. I'm going to push it slightly to the bottom because I can see that the distance here is pretty close. So I'm going to do something like this. There we go. All right, so I have my JM letter mark, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that my J is kind of centered in the middle, and I can do that by selecting both objects. I can see where the paths are crossing and how, they're overlaying each other. And I want to make sure that the J is really, really in the middle of the M. All right. So that looks pretty good to me. Now what we're going to do is we're going to select both of these letters and we're going to add a stroke. So we're going into the stroke settings, or we can also go in here where it says fill and stroke, and we can double click into that and create a white stroke. Or maybe we can create a gray one so we can see it. All right, so we have that stroke now, and I'm going to click, what am I gonna do next? Okay, so let's adjust the stroke first, and let's make it slightly larger. I am going for 2 points. And I can see that right here I have my J kind of crossing the M. Now the question is, do you want the person to read the M first or the J? What's your first name? What's your last name? My first name is Julia Masalska, so JM, right? So the J should be in the front. I'm right clicking, arrange, bring to front. Okay, so something like that. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take both the letters holding Shift, and I'm going to object, path, outline, stroke. And now I'm going to go ahead and create I'm going to use the Pathfinder, and I'm going to click divide, just like that. Now what divide does is it cuts those shapes into each other, right? So now as the next step, what we're going to do is we're going to remove all these gray parts that we don't need. And here I'm going to like that. You can also use the shape builder tool for that, but you can also do it by hand, just like that. All right, so you can see I'm removing all of these gray portions right here that have been cut out basically from my letters, right? Now this one is missing. and this one. All right. Now I have a pretty cool little outline around my J. Now I can take all the objects inside the J like that, and I can reunite them again. So I can use also I'll click and create a compound shape, but I'm going to unite them right now. You can see all those shapes have been put together into one single letter. Now my letter mark might be quite boring, but if you go with some letters that both have rounded shapes, so for example, if you have D and G, right? You know that brand. And I'm going to use the letter I on my keyboard to sample that white color for those two. And Roboto Light will work for us. I can also select a font that's slightly more rounded, maybe like let's see. Acumen Variable Concept is really great for that too. And I'm going to select a very light font, extra light. There we go. Now I'm going to outline that, Command Shift and O. And as I'm putting the letters above each other, we can create an effect where the letters look like they're interconnected, kind of like a chain. And how that works is, again, we're adding the stroke, right? Just like that. I think 2 points or maybe 3 points, just so we can see it better. You can also zoom out and see what will work better for you. Now we're going to go into Object, Path, and Outline Stroke. And we are going to, again, remove the stroke after using the Pathfinder. So we're going to divide. And now what we can do is we can create an effect where the D looks like as if it's in the front and the G looks like it's kind of intersecting and they're connecting with each other. How that works is, now that we have kind of cut the paths into each other, we're going to make these white. So I'm sampling with with letter I on the keyboard with the eyedropper, just like so. And I'm going to turn these into those gray ones so that I can better see that. Now you can see we have this effect as if the D and G are interconnected like a chain, right? So they're overlapping each other in both these portions. Now, as a next step, again, let's remove the gray. And what I can also do is, to remove the gray, I can select one of the gray objects and I can go select, same, fill color. And now I have all the objects with the same fill color selected, and I can simply click delete on my keyboard. And there we go, all the gray is gone. All right. So that's that. And now we have some extra shapes from the cutout. We can clean that up as well. But essentially, this is how that works. And we can also go again and connect these shapes so that they're all back uncookie cuttered and joined together. And here we can do the same thing. Again, I'm holding shift while doing this. So again, I'm uniting those, and you can see all the portions are being united into one shape. Perfect. So this is something that I would like you to try out. And I see there is another little shape that's hidden inside. And that's something I would like you to try for your first and last name, to kind of experiment with this technique of overlapping letters and creating an outline that will define the hierarchy. So which letter is in the front, which letter is in the back. This is a great technique also for designing logos for any of your brands. So yeah, feel free to try this out. And now that we have this going, I'm going to remove this portion right here, clean up a little bit after I'm done designing, and I am going to place my design, my final design, into the center, and I'm going to make that slightly larger so everybody can see that. Now, if you have, for example, right here, I see that there is a very small distance in between them. I can still go in and adjust that with a J. I can go into the stroke and I can add some more stroke to that. And I can go into the stroke settings and I can make sure that the stroke is aligned to outside, just like that. And I can make that slightly bigger so that we have a little bit more distance to the M. And now we can go back, select all of these. I'm going to Object, Path, Outline, Stroke. And again, I'm going to use the divide tool. So this is basically a quick summary of what we just did. So divide, And now I'm going to select all the gray and I'm going to delete it, right? So these portions, now that I have created a thicker outline, I have a little bit more space between the J and the M intersections, and it's a little bit better defined if we scale it down, right? So now that we scale it down, you can see that it's a little bit more visible. All right, so my friends, this is something I would like you to do today. And please, whenever you're done, submit the challenge after exporting. So first, let's export, file, export, export as. And here we're going to select use artboards and we're going to export. Now, the PNG options will show you 150 points per inch or 300, whatever you prefer. I think 150 are more than enough for us, so I'm going to click OK. Now my artboard is exported, and when we click export artboards, you will notice that there is only one artboard, and it's the exact artwork that we want to export. The portion right here, I have not actually put onto an artboard just because we don't need to export that portion. All right, so it's just hovering in our workspace basically. All right, so now that we have that, we can go into the challenge Discord and we can submit our artwork by clicking the little plus element right here. So we can click that and then upload file, or we can simply upload the file from our files. So I can go in, find my file, and just simply drag and drop it into our into the channel. So this is how that works. And here again, the link to that, bit.ly/AI Discord. This is where you can submit your challenges and connect with the community. There's a lot of interesting stuff going on. So that's where you can get some feedback and yeah, chat with all of our design friends, with our design family. Awesome. So my friends, I'm hoping you've enjoyed this, and again, I'm going to post a link, bit.ly/AI Discord. Now, let's see if you have any questions. Feel free to shoot them in the chat. We still have 2 minutes left, and yeah, another time I want to show you the behance.net/challenge/illustrator page. Here you can also join the community chat, which is the same Discord channel. And yeah, check out this page, check out past challenges, check out the Discord channel. We also have a lot of other fun stuff going on here, so we can also submit our portfolios for review. If we go into the portfolio reviews hashtag here, so we have some amazing designers posting their work here. And you can also ask a question. So if there's still something that's unclear, you can go into the advice section and click ask a question, and we have our friendly moderators who are going to help you. And we also have a tips and tricks section where you can share or see tips and tricks that people submitted in the past. Yeah, career advice. There's a lot going on here. So let's see if we have any questions in the chat. By the way, if you are on YouTube, head over to be.net/Adobe Live if you have any questions. All right, so let me post my work, and then, oh, we already have Celixir submitting. How cool is that? I love this. I love how the O is kind of looking like it's three-dimensionally intersecting the A. I love that. Great job. Cool. Let's see some of the past work here. This is another challenge we did on Friday. So if you check out the past challenges, this is challenge number 4, geometric logo. Very nice. This one is by Carol A. Great job. I love how the gradient has been applied to all these letters in a very smart way, by the way, from top to bottom. So all the letters look like they kind of have the same gradient. Awesome. All right, so let me drag and drop my work in here, and let's see what you all think of my submission. So let's see where that is, and there it is. I'm going to drag and drop. So you can either use the simple plus element at the bottom of the chat, or you can drag and drop into your browser, just into the chat. And this was my submission. Cool. Thanks. Oh, I already get some likes here. Yay. Awesome, friends. So I hope you will have a lot of fun with this challenge, and I hope you will design your own lettermark. And let me know. Feel free to reach out on Discord to me and send me a friend request, and I'll help you out if you have any questions. Yay! We have so many cool reactions here. I did not know that we have a J a J memoji, I guess what that's called. So great, guys. I let you go. Stay tuned for the program. I believe we have some daily creative challenges in XD going after this, or some XD stuff. I'm not quite sure, but stay tuned and check it out. And I will see y'all tomorrow for the next challenge number 6. And have a great start to your week. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye bye.